As our education system gets more competitive, the pressure to perform well falls on our students' heads. And we are often taught that if we do well in school, we are set for life. Students are forced by their parents, teacher, and society in general to perform well in their academics, and at times this pressure leads to anxiety and depression for many. Others, they cheat. With increasing pressure to do well, there's been a spike in cheating during exams. Students have moved on with time. They have found innovative, ingenious ways to deceive their teacher and get away with the act. Schools, despite trying, have failed to keep up with these little tricks, and in the past few years, thanks to technology, that has made everything and anything possible. We have come across a few very genius techniques. Today, we are looking at the 10 most genius ways kids cheated on exams. Some of them are so crazy, you'll be left in disbelief. Especially number 1, it's unlike anything you've ever seen, so stick around till the end and don't miss out. Number 10, the fake hand trick. During exam times, we've seen all types of tricks come up when the students attempt to cheat. If you look around the exam hall, you can always find someone peeping at another student's paper, or that kid suspiciously staring at his hand. We know this is old school, and the teachers have all caught on with it, so it's not as effective anymore. So what would seem less suspicious? Surely no one would doubt if both your hands are visible on the table. That's what makes this trick work. The student would withdraw their hands from their jacket and use their phone under the desk to cheat, and unless you're being suspicious, no one would care to look because the sleeve of the jacket is on the table, giving off the impression of the fake hand. But students could only pull this off in the winter season, or if they live somewhere cold, tough luck for everyone else. Number 9, the money trick. We've always been taught that if you have money, you can solve anything. We've seen our friends and relatives do it, and so it's become a norm in a bad way. Say bribing, if you will. The corrupted society today thrives on it. Everyone has done it at one point in their life. Slip a little money and you have your work done. But to think that our students would do it to pass their exams? How, you may wonder? Well, it's fairly simple, but a risky game to play. Some students in India were reported for trying to bribe their examiners. These students would write the first few pages and then slip money between the paper and submit it to the examiner. Mind you, what they write doesn't have to be the subject material. They write love songs, poems, and dialogues, and just fill the first few pages with gibberish to not seem suspicious. Then they try to bribe the teacher with emotional stories written on the paper or threats that their parents would hurt them if they fail. These incidents are fairly common and have been reported frequently. These students have no way of knowing if their money is worth it, but they are desperate enough to try this trickery instead of studying. Number 8, watch the time. Few materials are allowed in exam halls, and watches are one of them. They're allowed so the students can keep track of time and finish accordingly, but students these days are using this to their own advantage. This creative bunch have come up with the idea of rolling the math formula inside the watch in such a way when you move the dial, the paper moves with it, allowing you to see the next formula. Seems very tricky, but equally genius, especially if you need to remember just those tough math formulas. Number 7, the microscopic cheating. If you're not prepared for your exams, you are ready to do just about anything for it. This next one is possible again thanks to our technology, which allows microscopic words to be printed as you wish. Some students who decided not to open their book before exams later decided to take the whole chapter with them. Only this time they were in microscopic words. In exam halls, you're allowed your water bottle, and this kid decided he's going to take full advantage of that. He printed his notes in the color of the advertisement label on the bottle and later replaced his cheats with the real label. It looked exactly like the real label that it wasn't suspicious at all until he later revealed it. It's so easy to get away with because no one would care enough to see the tiny words. There were reports of similar incidents with bottles, clothes, and calculators. These people couldn't bother to read normal-sized fonts off their books, but could apparently see the tiny words really well. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. Number 6, engineering mishap. You know you're serious about cheating when you get a doctor involved. This engineering student in India went to great length to pass his exams. He bought a tiny Bluetooth and had a doctor install it in his ears. His clothes were wired to catch the Bluetooth signal, and his plan was foolproof, except that the students could hear murmuring coming from his device and complained about it. He was eventually caught and they had to bring in a doctor to get the device back out. Number 5. Make your teachers help you. Again in India, there was a huge buzz when the government found out that some of the teachers in their government school actually helped the students to cheat. While other teachers take pride in helping their students get the top scores, these teachers took that whole concept in the wrong way. In Uttar Pradesh, these incidents came to light when a news channel decided to investigate on the strict conduct of exams and found out some of the teachers were helping the students by allowing them to cheat in the open. These students had their notes on the desk and even some had a whole book opened in front of them while the teacher pretended to be oblivious. Thanks to this incident, the whole education system was ridiculed and the government made CCTV available to monitor the exams. These kids somehow managed to rope their teachers in on cheating. Man, where were they when I was taking my exams? You think this was crazy? Wait till you see number 1. Number 4. Imposter alert! We have all had that instance where we are severely underprepared for our exams and we wish we could have someone write them for us. Guess what? It happened. In 2015, 15 Chinese students made this scheme happen in reality. These international who were all sitting entrance exams for colleges in America decided it's better off if their exams were written by imposters. They paid a whopping $6,000 each to make this happen. Then they prepared their fake passport and swapped images to make them look more realistic. When an investigation was carried out, it was revealed that the scheme had been going on for 4 years now. The students were banned from ever applying again. China is a country where cheating is taken as seriously as any other criminal offense. If you cheat in China, you can end up in jail for years. Number 3. Just a tiny Bluetooth. It's not unheard of that students were caught with a Bluetooth in their ear. These are very popular means of cheating. You can even find these spying devices selling openly online. It's the effort and elaborated scheme of these students to make the cheating happen that puts it on our list. These 4 students were attending the final year MBBS exams, one of the hardest exams one has to clear to become a doctor. But it's their technical, clever mind that made them the talk of the town. The students had gone to great lengths to make the scheme successful. They had bought dresses that were wired on the inside and formed a whole circuit and connected to the cell phone that was hidden under armpits. They used a Bluetooth scanner that scanned their question and then sent it to their friends who were helping them from the outside. Then they used a tiny Bluetooth-activated hearing device to hear the answers. The whole circuit was also connected to a signal booster, which helped them to boost the signal of the phone and the Bluetooth to avoid any disconnection. They had managed to pull it off and had written nearly 30 pages before they were caught. Effective? I think so. But the students were later expelled from the college and were banned to ever apply again. Number 2. Super parents. Parents would go to any length to make sure you're on top of your studies. For some, it may mean keeping an eye on your child before their exams, hiring tutors, and constantly reminding them to study, but for some, it means a whole different thing. The next incident is from Bihar, India, where there was an incident of mass cheating by the students powered by none other than their own parents. Board exams in India are a big deal for students and more so for parents. It defines a student's future career, and parents would go to any length to secure their children's future. Hence this image of mass cheating. Here, as you can see, the crowd under the building are the parents and relatives of the students taking their board exams inside. They are here not to encourage their children, but to help them cheat. The people that have climbed the walls of the building are helping get the cheats to the students, while the teacher looks the other way. I guess if your parent helps you cheat, what else would you have to fear about? Number 1. The German genius. What a student wouldn't give to see the exam questions before the exams? An impossible feat, but this German student made it happen when he decided to exercise his rights as a citizen to get what he wants. At 17 years old, Simon Schrader decided to file for freedom of information to the government, demanding to see the question paper before exams. He had used the official site to ask the Educational Ministry and set a 1-month deadline to comply with his request. Though his effort fell a little short because his exam started on the 16th and the deadline was the 21st, he was hoping to get at least one question paper. He acted smart and kept revising his notes, not expecting to hear back from them. This incident made headlines and caught the eyes of many companies who scouted him out right out of the university. That was one heck of a plan, and it worked in his favor. Well, probably not in the way he would have wanted. And that's it for today, guys. You saw, you had fun, but don't make an example out of them. These were some kids who decided to put their time and effort in the wrong place and made a fool out of themselves. So if you're getting any ideas, don't. But what you can do is like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you're still bored, go ahead and click one of these videos on the screen and enjoy.